Good morning, dear patrons, listeners, viewers and listeners, and everybody. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the tune Cherokee. Good old tune. I heard the lyrics are not very appropriate, but the song is very appropriate. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I prepared this, spoiler alert, this may be a little bit of a long video, so if you're already bored, just go away. If you have patience, bear with me, because I'm going to talk about the tune, I'm going to talk about the chords, and talk about how to approach playing the chords, improvising over, and I have 4 different recordings that I want to discuss a little bit. So this is, I may get tired and end early, but and then you guys can cut half of my payment for this video. Half of 0 is 0. So the first thing to do is to grab the real book and read the changes. No, the chord changes in the real book. There's a D minor there from out of the blue that I don't know. Just try to listen to recordings and or if you need to grab piece of sheet music, try to find different sources, and compare with the recordings. So the first recording, let me just play along without much of a script for a change. I'm gonna play along with Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker, he recorded this in I think this is the this is the early 40s, or maybe even 1939 according to YouTube. 1942, done guessing. 1942, pretty early Charlie Parker, and it's just him and the guitar, but maybe there's a drummer on brushes as well, but you hear the guitar doing the Freddie Green. And let me play along first without much of a script, and then we'll go from there. Great. All right, so there's 3 minutes and 11 seconds of music, and yeah, we could be done here forever. There's a lot going on in 1942. That's many years ago. Yeah. Well, first, notice, I think it's very interesting to hear Charlie Parker, early-ish, 42. How he's playing, like especially in the beginning of the solo, the language, it's more, you can still hear a lot of the earlier style. You can hear a lot of like the big band type of, like the swing era type of style of blowing. So let's listen to it a little bit, Nick. First is just the melody. It's embellishing the melody. The vibrato, more old school. Yeah, okay. So you can hear players like, I mean, I may be replicating from what I've been grew up listening to, like how Lester Young being a big influence on Charlie. Right now, I hear a lot of Coleman Hawkins, and I mean that's another thing in jazz history. We tend to see those two as kind of opposites, right? The Lester Young more scalar, linear, Coleman Hawkins as more angular, arpeggios, which really I don't think it's really true. They both, I mean, Coleman Hawkins also played linearly, and Lester Young also played angularly. So I mean, of course, those generalizations, they may be helpful to a certain extent, but you just need to listen. So then, when you listen, you can understand what's like the features, the major features of one or the other, and where do they blur in styles. So, but here I'm honestly hearing more Coleman Hawkins, though. So another reference when you see I'm doing it's a good exercise for me to see what do I think and what is in my brain because of things that I read in jazz history books or quizzes, and all that. So, and how much do I really believe? I was gonna mention the Coleman Hawkins soul on Body and Soul. When you see the name the name Coleman Hawkins, the first thing that in my brain that comes to mind is the famous recording from the 30s, maybe even late 20s, I don't know, of Body and Soul. That's kind of like the first jazz soloists. And the way Charlie Parker is embellishing the melody here also reminds me of Louis Armstrong, the way he would play the melody and just like play around with the melody. All right, where is this going? I don't know. I was just gonna say it's a very clean recording. You can hear the guitar player. What is he doing? The chords are very straightforward. And here's the thing. I think it's really important that you play along with recordings and the exercise of playing and listening at the same time, which sounds obvious, but it's absolutely not obvious. That's something that's very difficult to do, in fact, to be playing, concentrating on where your hands are moving, blah, 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 right hand, are you picking, are you not picking, where are you sitting, it's like, whatever, like the waitress walking by with a bunch of stuff. There's a lot going on in the world, right? And you have to be playing and also reacting and listening to what's going on around you. It is a lot. So, if you learn the tune with a lead sheet, you have that thing boxed, right? Telling you exactly, okay, first chord. See, the real book said, which I think I learned first from the real book as well, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a B flat major 7, and then there's an F7 sharp 5, which Charlie Parker is not doing here. So he's not doing that. He's just sitting on B flat major for 2 bars, and then going to the 2-5 to the 4. Which, by the way, since I said that I was gonna talk about the chords, right? So for this one, I think it's a good way to think about it in terms of the numbers, like the degrees of the scale. of the tonal center that the chords are in. So it starts on the 1 for 2 bars, and then there's a 2-5 to the 4. So the 4 is E flat, 2-5 to the 4, and then I think here he's going to A flat 7, which is what? Which is like, so an extremely common progression, right? Like a very common way to get out of just playing chords in the same key, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So this is slightly getting out. It's not getting out of the key, but there's you get some strength if you're playing the key of B flat. You have the A natural in the key, right? But then the second chord is F minor. So from A flat, from A natural, you're going to A flat. So it's important, a significant change of mood here. So yeah, so it's the 1 for 2 bars, and then 2-5 to the 4. And then, I don't know what's the name of that. Well, there are a couple different ways to think about it. You can think about this one. You have the 4. The most, another extremely common progression, even in pop songs in the radio today, is this thing here. Like the 1, the 1 dominant, then goes to the 4, and then the minor 4. Like, right? So you hear that tonight. So the minor 4. That's basically the sound that's going on here. You have the 1, 2-5 to the 4, and what you may say, oh, are you crazy? You're saying the minor 4, but you went to A flat 7. Well. The minor 4 is E flat minor. So those sounds here, they come in a bundle. They come in the same box, in the same Amazon box, the same delivery. So. So instead of playing, see the effect, you go to the 4, I'm gonna do the minor 4, right? That's the sound. Now from the 4 to the A flat 7, it's pretty much the same effect. That's why it's important that you learn, that you play along with recordings and try to analyze what the players are doing, because each time that you're doing something slightly different. There are variations, the extensions that you're applying. I mean, you have on the real book the sharp 5. Yeah, whatever. What if you want to put the flat 5? That also works. What if you want to put the 13? Yeah, just a natural 13 instead of the flat 13. Who cares? You can do whatever you want. And when you hear the players in the recording, they make variations. It's not always the same. Yeah, so I was going through the numbers, right? Are you keeping track? I'm kind of keeping track. 1, 2 bars, then 2-5 to the 4, go to the 4, then go to A flat, which has kind of a blues effect, right? You are in the chord here, and then you go to the 4 of that chord, dominant. People call that also the backdoor progression. You can Google backdoor progression jazz, like from E flat minor, A flat 7, resolving in B flat major. Keep going. And then the take the A train progression, which is the 1, and then the 2 dominant, then C minor, G7, C minor, that's 2-5-1, 1, 2-5 to the 4, 4, then the minor 4, 1, 2 dominant, then 2-5-1. Now the bridge is gonna go half step up, but basically, yeah, it's gonna go half step up. But to get to the half step up, they're gonna do a modulation. They're gonna do a 2-5-1. So you hear 2-5-1. So half step up from B flat is B. 2-5-1 to B. C sharp, F sharp, B. And then that chord becomes minor. Of the next 2-5-1, resolving the A. That chord becomes minor. Next 2-5-1, G. This chord becomes minor. part becomes minor of the next 2/1. Now, some extensions. 9, sharp 5, sharp 11 here, 1. And then here, instead of going to the 1, I'm going to go to the relative minor. I really like that sound. I'll do that again next time. Try from sub. The way played by the guitar, the Cherokee guitar player here, he doesn't do 2 5/1s. He just do 5/1s. Very interesting. Inversions. Okay, Cherokee. So moving on, I said it was going to be long, so that's the Charlie Parker version. Check that out. And then he later on recorded Coco using the changes. It's a crazy little head. And then he improvises over the changes of Cherokee, and it's absolutely amazing. And you can see like the way he's playing. It's a lot different. It's in the I think it's Coco is from the late 40s. Maybe it's not that far apart from this version of Cherokee, but you can hear the difference. You don't hear that much Coleman Hawkins. You don't hear that much of that old school vibrato. It's more, and his lines are crazy, are getting crazier, more chromatic stuff, which we will discuss. From there, I'm gonna do a big leap in time to 1955, according to the YouTubes. Clifford Brown and Max Roach, another one of my favorite versions. And crystal clear the way Clifford Brown is playing, because I'm just going to play along once again. There's a very famous introduction, so that if you're playing Cherokee like in a jam session, and if you don't know this intro, it's kind of weird. Just check this out. Looking for articulation here, the way Clifford Brown plays. Fantastic. Fantastic. harmonically invented. Let's try it. Alrighty, lots of notes, lots of good notes from them at least. And so what about it? I don't know. You know, I played a couple of things. The last thing that's fresh here in my mind, how you said that on the Head Out, how Harold Land was playing the melody, and Clifford Brown was improvising on top of it. On the first 8, and then the bridge, Max Roach took the soul, and on the Head Out, Harold Land was playing the melody, or whatever, they switched, but there was nobody blowing, so I was the one blowing here. So in every recording, you can, it's funny when you play along with stuff, how you can find those spots that it's almost feels like they saved that spot for you. You know, they were thinking about, you know what, 67 years from now, there will be somebody trying to learn this stuff, so let's give them some room. Alright, so I'm getting tired here, and I said, I would recommend the other 2 recordings that I had prepared here that I thought about playing along and talking about, but no, this is too much, I need a break. I'm just going to let you know what they are, and you can go ahead and check it out. I'm kind of thinking about it chronologically, to start with the Charlie Parker, then Clifford Brown, Max Roach. Then I was going to recommend you check out the Wynton Marsalis version. He recorded several times, of course. I'm thinking of the one, Standard Time, I think is the album. Yeah, Standard Time. Just a little bit more harmonically inventive. Some crazy rhythmic stuff. His piano player Marcus Roberts like playing the melody. I think he's in the end of 4, like 1, 2, 3, bum, 1, 2, 3, bum, 1, 2, 3, bum. Like displacing the entire melody by starting on the 4. Very beautiful effect. And the final one I would recommend you check out is Chris Potter, because he goes through all 12 keys. Also something very important, like especially the way I mentioned the numbers, right? Starting on the 1, 2, 5 to the 4, going to the minor 4, the 5, whatever that is, and then the 1, take the A train, 1, 5. See, if you're playing the key of G, 1, 2, 5 to the 4, minor 4, backdoor progression, back to the 1, take the A train, 2, 5, 2, 2, 5, 1. Remember the bridge is 2, 5, 2, half step up. Alrighty, hope that was helpful somehow. If not, please help me help you out. Let me know what's clear, what's not clear. I recommend watching these videos and taking notes, you know, like, and then overall, I think they make sense. And please consider subscribing to the Patreon if you're just watching this on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. For free, that's fine. I've done plenty of that, just watching wherever it's available for free. But if you want to support me, you can subscribe on Patreon for as little as $3 a month. All right? See you next time.